My name is Yah Leng Yu. I'm Creative Director at Foreign Policy Design Group. We do branding, interiors, experiential design, everything under one roof. I think for a lot of part, the family plays a big part, I feel. I think that's often sort of left out besides governmental involvement. Singapore, if you're talking about Singapore, right? I mean, for the past 10 years, I feel that the government is really trying hard to build this sector or segment, if you could sort of describe this new industry that they're trying to build, the design or creative industry. And they are doing a pretty decent job. You know, we have now more design schools than ever. Children are exposed to the fact that being a designer is not an unglamorous job. They are actually really interested. I mean, the new generation, the millennials, they are probably one of the generation that would be the more creative people, hopefully, in the years to come. Singapore especially, you know, for something to change in that, you know, in that respect. And the government is doing that job. And I feel that people of my generation or older, slightly older, who have children nowadays, like from elementary school to teenagers, they are open-minded enough to let their kids try a creative career. So I think that's really helpful, you know, not unlike my parents, you know, who are a typical Singaporean parent who said, oh, you're going to be a doctor, you're going to be a teacher, you're going to be an engineer, you're going to be a banker, like you just said. It's very different now, you know. Even if I were a parent, I would encourage my kids to, hey, play a violin, you know, go to a painting class, do some pottery, do something different, not just the regular singular path of syllabus that you do in class. So I think having that open-mindedness is very good and very encouraging for the younger generation, and that's gonna be more and more, I feel. I think that's very positive for, if you're talking about Singapore, it's very positive for this nation, being so open-minded about creative careers. Being in a unique generation, because they were a generation where Singapore became independent from the British and then the Malaya Federation. The government has a big part to play, as well as our grandfather and our parents. They were all people who were just eking out a living, trying to make things work. So for them, they see the most practical way to be successful, you know, to have an English education, to have a job that is like, whether it's connected to banking or teaching or a doctor or a education teacher kind of work, because that's what nation building requires, right? And also, as Singapore was a entrepreneur port, right? We were very sort of there's a lot of emphasis in business and finance. So being that generation, for them to be successful, that's the few ways, especially in finance and business. So therefore, they will always tell the children, you have to go to a school that you have to learn English. You have to learn, make sure that you go to banking or finance. You have to go to university, you have to be, you know, blah, blah, blah. So they are very much the tiger mom mentality already. And being Asian, we follow our parents' wishes. But as Singapore progresses till now, we have our basic needs, basic where we are there. We are equipped. You know, our banking facility, our engineering, our, you know, education, our whatever, medical, everything that was basic is actually pretty well done now. So we are headed for the next step which is what I call the software. And I think that's where the government is heading as well, which is why they are pushing the creative industry, which is because we are ready. We're ready. So the third generation, my generation, they are probably parents now. Most of them are parents, and they are the recipient of that education where we will have to follow that particular path to be successful. But of course, there are a small number of us, like myself, who decide to stray from that path. And if you talk to other designers in our community, they would tell you the same thing.